Good morning, guys. In our previous chapter, we have discussed about tokens in C language. In our previous chapter, I explained types of tokens, and in this chapter, I will explain each token briefly. So, our first token was keyword. So, in this chapter, I will explain what is keyword in C language. Keywords are reserved words, and we cannot use as a variable name, as a function name, or constant variable name. It means what? There is a definition of keywords in C language because keywords are reserved and they are predefined in C language. So there are 32 keywords in C language, and we will see few keywords here, just like auto. Auto is what? Auto is a keyword, and when we will use auto keyword in our programming language, when we declare variable, then by default any variable, it is auto variable. Auto variable means it is local variable. Okay, and next thing is break keyword. When we use break keyword, as name suggests, that break keyword break the flow of program. Generally we use break keyword in our if else statement. We also use break statement in looping statement. When we will study about looping statement and controlling statement, then you can see the use of break keyword. Okay, now the next thing is case. Case is what? Case is also keyword. When we use keyword case keyword, when you will use switch case statement, then you will see the use of case statement. For an example, suppose you have multiple statement and you want to execute only one of them. In this condition you will use switch case. Okay, in switch you will set the condition, and which condition at that time will match, then particular case will be execute. Okay, now next keyword is care. Care is what? Care is also keyword, and it is the kind of data type also. Okay, care, int, float, double. Okay, these are the kind of data type in C programming language. Suppose you have to use any character in your programming language, in that case you have to use care keyword. Understood? Suppose you have to declare any characters, just like a or b. In this case you will declare like care space, then any variable name equal to, in single quotation mark you have to use, you have to declare your character variable. Okay, next thing is what? Const. Const is a keyword, as I told you in our previous chapter. Okay, you can use constant in your programming language also. Constant means what? Constant are those value whom which don't change their value during the execution of program, called constant. It means what? Constant are fixed values. Okay, so suppose you have to make constant value, then how will you make in your program? Then you have to use const keyword. Okay, by using const keyword you can make any variable as a constant variable. Okay, it is a prefix. It means what? You have to write const, then data type, then variable name. Okay, in this way you have to use const keyword. Now next thing is what? Continue. Continue Continue is a keyword. Okay, generally you use continue statement in control statement, just like if else, switch case. Okay, or looping statement. In this statement you can see the use of continue statement. Okay, so as I told you, you can use break statement in looping statement, controlling statement. In similar way, you can use continue statement in this kind of statement. Okay, but there is a difference. There is a difference between both. Both are different from each other. Break and continue, both are different. Okay, I will explain what is the basic difference between continue and break. Okay, in our next chapter. Our next keyword is default. What is the meaning of default keyword? Okay, default, as name suggests, okay, when we use any default kind of condition, default kind of, okay, then we use default. I will explain the use of default also practically, then you can understand easily. Do is a keyword in our programming language. Okay, in C generally we use three kind of loop. Okay, do loop, while loop, do while loop and for loop. So when you use do while loop, then you use do keyword. Okay, double is a kind of data type. Double is a what? Double is a kind of floating type of data type. Suppose you have to declare any value in decimal form, then in that case you will use double. Okay, precision size of double is longer than float. Okay, now else is what? Else is a keyword. We use generally else in if else statement. Okay, these are controlling statement. When you will set any condition in if statement, if condition is true, then if body statement will execute, otherwise else statement will execute. So you can see the use of else keyword in if else statement. Now the next keyword is enum. What is enum? Enum generally it is a kind of data type. Okay, and in enum data type generally we use set of values. Okay, it is different, it is quite different from your integer, float and character. When you will see practically, then you can understand enum. Now the next thing is extern. Okay, extern is what? Extern is a keyword. Okay, why we use extern keyword in our C programming language? What is the use of extern? Okay, is it possible you can make two or more C files in your program? Yes, you can make. Okay, suppose you have declare any variable extern in any file of C program and you want to use that variable in your next program. In that case you can easily access that variable in your current file. Okay, okay, understood? So this is the use of extern. I will explain practically also, don't worry. Float, as I told you, float is what? Data type. Float is what? Data type. Again you can use float data type for decimal type of values. Okay, 2.3, 2.4, but precision size of float is what? Smaller than double. For is a loop, for loop. Okay, I told you there are three kind of loop in C programming language: for loop, while loop and do while loop. Okay, go to statement. Now next thing is go to keyword. Go to is a kind of statement. Okay, it is also called jumping statement. By using go to, suppose generally program flow from what? Particular statement wise, but you want to change the flow of program. It means what? Suppose for after particular condition you want to jump directly from line number 2 to line number 5. Okay, or from line number 6 to line number 2. In that case you will use go to statement. That's why it is called jumping statement. Now next thing is if, as I told you, if else statement are what? Controlling statement. So if is keyword generally used in controlling statement. Int, next keyword is int. Int is integer type of data type. Okay, suppose you want to use integer type of values, then you will use integer keyword. Now next thing is long. Long is what? Long is also integer type of data type. Okay, but it contain more values as compared to integer type of data type. Okay, now next thing is register. Register is what? Register is a keyword. And why we use register? When we use register keyword with any variable, then generally variable store in what? Memory, primary memory. But when you use register keyword, then instead of RAM, variable will store in register, and processor easily access the value from register. In other way, we can say register is faster than primary memory. Okay, execution will be faster than primary memory. Okay, because it is very near to processor. But there is certain condition. There is not always possible the value will store in register. Okay, it is suggestion. When you use register keyword, then it might be possible the variable value will store into register, but it's not compulsory. Now next thing is return keyword. Return keyword is what? When you use any function and you declare return type of that function, just like int, get, and parenthesis. Int get any function name, int get and parenthesis, there is a return type is what? Integer, so value will return. Suppose you will write void main, in that case there will be no any return type. When we use return type uh, void, in that case you don't have to write return type. Okay, otherwise in each case int, float, char, double, whatever you will write as a return type, then you have to use return keyword. Now sort. Sort is what? It is also integer type, data type, but it contain less value as compared to integer data type. Okay, signed and unsigned. Signed, unsigned, these are what? These are the prefix generally used in integer data type. Signed contain positive values, okay, and unsigned contain, both are quite different from each other. I will explain both signed and unsigned both. Size of keyword. Size of keyword, what is the use of size of keyword? Size of, as name suggests. Suppose you are using any data type int, float, char, double, and you want to check how much memory they are capturing or how much memory they are taking. In that case you will check the size of particular data type, just like size of in bracket int, then it will show the size of integer. Size of float, in that case it will show the size of float. Okay, understood. Now next thing is what? Static. What is static? What is the meaning of static? When you will declare any variable as a static, it means what? The static variable will contain their value during the execution of whole program. Okay, it will not always start from 0. Okay, generally you will use any variable as a normal variable, then it will always, okay, start from their current value, but always start from their initial value, but static remain their value during the execution of whole program. Okay, now struct. What is struct? Struct is a keyword generally used in structure. Suppose you want to make any structure in C programming language, then use struct as a variable name, sorry, struct keyword for a structure. Okay, now next thing is switch. Switch is what? Switch, as I told you, is a controlling statement. Okay, and switch contain multiple case statement, and there is a default statement also. As I told you, default also the keyword. Okay, when there will be no case will match with switch condition, then default will execute. Okay. Type def, there is a new concept in C programming language. Okay, for maintaining the space. Type def is also keyword. Now next thing is union. As I told you, suppose you have to make a structure in C language, then you will use struct. In similar way, we also use union, but there is a difference between union and structure. Okay, structure contain larger space as compared to union. Okay, now unsigned, as I told you, signed and unsigned, we use prefix in our data type: integer, float, char, double. Okay, void is what? Void is return type of any function. Void means there is no return type. Volatile is also keyword in C programming language. Okay, volatile keyword we use practically the use of volatile. Okay, then you will understand easily. Now the last keyword is while. While is what? While is a kind of loop. Okay, when you have to use while loop, then you will use while keyword. In this chapter we have seen few keywords, okay, in C programming language. I hope you understood everything. If you have any doubt in any chapter or this current chapter or in our previous chapter, you can easily ask it by using our comment section. Okay, so our next chapter will describe the next token. Okay, just like constant, identifier, everything we will understand. Okay, so for our next video, watching our next video, you have to do what? You have to subscribe our channel and you have to click on bell icon. Okay, then you will see our next video. Okay, so guys, please subscribe and click on bell icon. Okay, so we will see new thing our next chapter. Thank you.